Okay, so let's take some time now just to get settled, settling the body and the mind, ready for the class ahead. So sitting in a comfortable position, whether that's with legs crossed or legs out in front, whatever works for you. Make sure your spine is straight, head and neck are aligned with the spine. Gently close the eyes and the mouth. Place the hands on the knees in a mudra of your choice. And your shoulders should be open, but relaxed, opening up the chest. And take a long, deep inhalation. And as you exhale, allow yourself to be separated from the day. And take another long, deep inhalation. This time, when you exhale, release all of the conversations and interactions you've had today, whatever form they may have taken. Just let them all go. And again, another long, deep inhalation. This time, when you exhale, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of things you need to do outside of this class and allow yourself to be in this present moment. Give yourself the gift of being right here and right now. There's nothing else you need to do at this moment. And returning now to the natural breath and just observing the natural breath at the nostrils, and on the inhalation, how it fills the abdomen with air and the chest with air. And on the exhalation, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides, just following the breath. And this class will be focused on reducing any stress you may be feeling. And just keep this in mind with all of the practices, that outside of this class, if you are feeling a bit stressed, you can do any of these practices individually to help you to reduce that. And one of the most important ones is just coming back to the natural breath and just observing. That's probably the easiest one that you can do. And in a moment, we'll move the awareness through the body. And as we do that, just compare how you feel now and take notice of each body part as we bring the awareness through, just to observe if there's any pain or irritation, and be mindful of that when we do the class. And if something's not right for you, you can either do something else or even just visualize that practice. So first, bringing the awareness to the soles of the feet and observing how you're feeling in the feet, and then gently moving the awareness up into the ankles and up through the shins and the calves. Bringing the awareness now into the knees and the thighs and the buttocks. And observing now how you're feeling in the hands that are rested on the knees. Bringing the awareness up through into the wrists, the forearms, into the elbow joints and the upper arms. And now bringing the awareness into the torso. First, raising the awareness up through the front of the body, up through the abdomen and into the chest. And now around to the back, at the base of the spine, bringing the awareness right up through each vertebrae until you reach the neck. Bringing the awareness up through the back of the head, into the crown of the head, around to the face, and resting it now at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together we'll chant Om 3 times, and Om Shanti and the Shanti mantra to pay respect to our tradition and to each other. Breathing in first for Om chanting. Om. 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 Shanti. 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 Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinadvaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. And we're going to begin the class from a standing position. So very gently and mindfully come up to standing. And before, just ensure that the legs are hip width apart and your weight is evenly distributed on the right and the left. Arms hang loose by the sides. Spine is straight and head and neck are aligned. Shoulders are back and down, but relaxed. Closing the eyes if that's okay with you. And just feeling steady and comfortable on your feet. Feel the floor or the ground beneath your feet. Our first asana will be Tadasana, the palm tree pose. So bringing the feet together. So there's a little bit of space in between them. Clasp the hands in front of the body with the palms facing down. Arms are straight. Find a point on the wall in front of you that's not moving so that you can fix your gaze, and this will help you to balance. Inhale and bring the arms above the head, and then raise the heels off the floor so that you come up onto the front of your feet, stretching out through the body like a full body stretch. And then exhale down with the hands on top of the head and the heels to the floor. Complete another 4 rounds and try with your final round to hold the stretch in the upward position, but make sure that you still continue to breathe while you're up there. 5 rounds in total. Really stretching through the whole body, imagining the body's like a long rubber band. After your final round, come back to the standing Shavasana with the arms loose beside the body, lightly closing the eyes, and just observe the effects of the practice. Our next practice will be a forward bend. I'll show you this on the side. So stretching up, the arms up above the head, and then coming forward. Keep the knees soft. So you can either leave the hands on the floor, let the arms hang, or you can even cup the elbows behind the knees and allow the body, the top half of the body, to hang over the bottom half of the body. Just allowing gravity to do its work. Feeling the stretch in the hamstrings and the back. And when it's right for you, roll up into a standing position. Again, just observing the effects of the practice. And feel the stress sort of leaving the body from these practices as you stretch the muscles. Just observe the calmness that can come upon you from doing so. Next, we're going to do a squat pose. Now, just work within your own range of movement for this. I will do the full practice, but if that doesn't work for you, a variation may be just to bring the arms out at shoulder height and just to squat this way. You know, just work with what's right for you. So for this practice that we're going to do, bring the feet out wide, the toes pointed, not completely out, but it's probably 45-degree angle. Bring the hands into prayer position, and then you will bend down. The aim is to get the elbows between the knees and just to sink into the position, keeping the head upright. And when it's right for you, come back up, keeping the hands in prayer position. Complete 5 rounds of this practice. And if you can hold and increase the duration each time, feel free. But if you just want to do shorter durations, please do what's right for you. And taking your own time. After your final round, come down into a sitting position. Into the base position, Parambhikstiti, with the hands behind the buttocks and the fingers pointing away. And just allow the body to relax in this position, observing the movement of energy around the body. It's quite a strong practice. So also observing how the mind is responding to that practice. Next, we will do shoulder rotations. This is a great practice to relieve stress, particularly if you are sitting at your desk for a long period of time or even driving. Clearly, you don't do it while you're driving, but once you stop doing this practice can really help. So bring the arms out in front at shoulder height, palms facing up, and then place the right hand on the right shoulder, left hand on the left shoulder, elbows together in front of the body. Inhale, bring the arms back and down, exhaling on the downward movement, bringing the elbows in front of the body again. Really slowing it down and observing the release of muscles in the tops of the shoulders. After your fifth round, bring the hands back to the knees, closing the eyes, just observing. Another great practice to reduce tension in the body is a neck rotation. So before we do this, though, be very careful and gentle with the neck, and particularly the first few rounds, really be super gentle and slow just to feel out your range of movement. The neck muscles are very, very sensitive. So inhale, check in with your posture first, of course, then inhale and exhale, bringing the chin to the chest, bringing the right ear round to the right shoulder, bringing the head back behind the body where is right for you, inhaling as you're bringing the head back, left ear to left shoulder, exhaling as you bring the chin back to the chest. This is one round. Complete up to 5 rounds in each direction. And you'll notice with these practices, there is a strong focus on slowing things down. Often when we're stressed and feel overwhelmed, we feel like we have to rush through things, but slowing things down can really help reduce that stress and overwhelm. After your final round, Bring the head back to a neutral position. And again, just observe. For our next practice, come onto the hands and the knees. Now, bring the elbows to the floor. So you're almost, you've got the right hand near the elbow, the right hand near the left elbow, left hand near the right elbow without grabbing them. Then bring the head in between the arms. So the forehead is on the floor and you can feel the sort of back is scooped. Your aim is to try and put the chest on the floor. Forehead's on the floor, chest is almost on the floor. Depends what stage you're at. But feel the stretch here. It's in the arms, it's in the spine. You can feel it in the legs as well. Then inhale, come back. Exhale. Bring the head and the chest towards the floor. Complete 3 rounds in total and staying for as long as you need to in each round. After your final round, lie on the back in Shavasana. And just allow the body to settle once more, observing any differences in the body from the practices. And we're going to do 3 final asanas from this position. So firstly, put the hands underneath the buttocks so the palms are facing down. We'll do some leg raises. We'll begin with the right leg. So keeping the leg straight. If you have any back issues, you can always bend the opposite leg, but if not, keep that straight. With the right leg that's straight, lift it so that the sole of the foot is in line with the ceiling. Push through the heel. Exhale, bring the leg about 10 centimeters above the floor. Inhale and complete the practice again. Complete 5 rounds in total. Trying to coordinate the breath with the movement, aiming for that body, breath, mind connection. After your 5th round in your own time, just bring the right leg back to the floor. Observe the difference between right and left. And then complete the same practice on the left leg. 5 rounds. And then after your final round on this side, if you want to go a bit further, you can do the practice with both legs, 5 rounds or up to 5 rounds. And after your final round, lie in Shavasana, allowing the body to relax. Next, bring the knees to the chest. Hug the knees to the chest. Then inhale after you exhale. Bring the nose to the knees. Holding for your own duration. Then inhale, bringing the head gently back to the floor. Complete up to 5 rounds, making sure that you're only lifting the head after you exhale. And holding your final round a little bit longer than the others. When you've finished your final round, bring the feet flat to the floor in front of the buttocks. And when you're ready, you can either place the hands behind the head or keep the arms out at shoulder height, whatever works for you. We're moving now onto a spinal twist. So inhale, and when you exhale, bring the knees to the right, keeping the feet together but both in contact with the floor. And turn the head to the left, allowing the body to ease into the position. Inhale, bringing head and knees back to center. Exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. Complete up to 5 rounds on each side. After your final round, lie back in Shavasana. And we'll be completing our pranayama practice lying in Shavasana. And then we'll move straight from pranayama into Yoga Nidra. So if you need anything to keep you comfortable, warm or cool, whether it's a cushion or a blanket, please get that now so that you can move very smoothly between practices. Lying down into the legs hip width apart with the arms a little bit away from the body and the palms facing up. And just observing first the natural breath. And our pranayama practice will be Viloma from this position. And Viloma was selected because some of my students have told me that in the middle of the night, sometimes when they can't sleep and they're ruminating over things, their mind is very busy, that Viloma is a practice that has helped them to go back to sleep. So I thought in a stress reduction class, that might be a good tool to have in your toolkit. So Viloma is a staggered breath. We'll first do it on the inhalation. And so we're using a long, deep yogic breath. So a yogic breath is where you fill the abdomen with air, the chest with air, and the upper chest with air. And normally for a yogic breath, it's one continuous inhalation in and a continuous exhalation. For Viloma, the inhalation will be staggered. So you'll breathe in to the abdomen, pause, continue breathing into the chest, pause, and then complete the inhalation to the upper chest. And then it's one long continuous exhalation. So complete that practice 5 times. And then we'll do it the opposite way, where you'll do one complete full yogic breath in, unbroken, and then you'll stagger the exhalation. So that will be, you will exhale from the upper chest, pause, exhale from the chest, pause, and then release the complete exhalation. So that's 5 rounds on the inhalation and then 5 rounds on the exhalation. And as it will take your own time to do that, when you've completed it, just return to the natural breath and continue lying in Shavasana. And so now let's begin preparing for Yoga Nidra. Check in again that there's balance between the right and the left side of the body. Ensure that you're also comfortable, warm enough or cool enough wherever you may be. And you may like to tuck your chin in just a little, just to check that the head and neck are aligned with the spine. Take another long, deep yogic breath in. And when you exhale, release the body into the floor. Take another long, deep inhalation. And this time when you exhale, release any remaining expression on the face. Check that you're not clenching your jaw or tightening the muscles behind the eyes. Just release any remaining tension in the body. And returning to the natural breath, observe the body's contact against the floor, beginning with the heels against the floor. Observe the contact between the back of the legs and the floor. Feel the buttocks against the floor. Observe the spine against the floor. Feel the back of the hands and arms against the floor. And the shoulders, the back of the neck, and the back of the head, all against the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact create one singular point of contact between the body and the floor. Become aware now of sound. Listen first for sounds that are far off in the distance. Don't try and identify the sound. Just move the awareness from sound to sound as you hear it. Move the awareness now to sounds outside the room where you are. Again, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. Move the awareness now to sounds inside the room where you are. And now move the awareness to sounds inside the body. First, observing the sound and sensation of the heartbeat. And now observing the sound and the sensation of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. We'll now rotate the awareness around the body. Listen for my instructions, and when I say the name of a body part, place your awareness there, visualize that part, and mentally repeat the name of that part. We'll begin with the right side of the body with the right hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And moving now to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving out to the back of the body with the heels, the back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, and the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. Now we move to the face with the forehead, the temples, the eyebrows, and the eyebrow center, the ears, the eyes, the cheeks, the nose, the lips, the jaw, the chin, the throat, the collarbones, and the pit of the throat, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest, the right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel, the right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together, the whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, and the whole body. Have a sense now, all at once, the whole body. Now move the awareness to the natural breath. Observe how subtle the natural breath has now become. And notice the rise and fall at the abdomen in response to the natural breath. We'll now add a visualization to the natural breath. Imagine your breath as a gentle breeze flowing softly in and out. With the inhalation, you draw in a sense of calm and relaxation, but with the exhalation, you release any remaining stress, allowing the mind to become still. So inhale calm on the inhalation, exhale stress. And if the mind wanders, use the breath like an anchor, bring it back to the practice. Release the breath visualization now, and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body's feeling hotter and hotter. The body feels as though it's basking in the sun on a warm sandy beach. You feel the heat radiating throughout the body. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, as though it's basking in the sun on a warm sandy beach. Release this feeling of heat now and replace it with a feeling of coldness. The body's feeling colder and colder. The body feels as though you are dipping your toes in a cool, refreshing stream, and you feel the chill of the water invigorating your senses. The body is feeling colder and colder, as though you're dipping your toes in a cool, refreshing stream. Release this feeling of coolness now. Replace it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body is becoming heavier and heavier. The body feels as though it's sinking deeply into the earth. Although it feels grounded and secure, it's sinking more deeply and deeply into the earth. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. Release this feeling of heaviness now and replace it instead with a feeling of lightness. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels as though it's floating on air, free and unburdened. The body's feeling lighter and lighter, as though it's floating on air. Release this feeling of lightness now and release all of these sensations completely to allow the body to come back to a state of equilibrium. And instead, come to the space of the mind, the space behind the closed eyes. And in this space, See, imagine, visualize and create the following objects and images. You are lying on a large, comfortable raft, gently floating on a tranquil lake. The water is calm and the sun is shining warmly on your skin, creating a sense of safety and peace. You can hear the soft lapping of water against the raft, rhythmic and soothing, like a lullaby from nature itself. And you feel the gentle sway of the raft as it moves with the water, cradling you softly, like you are being rocked in a hammock. You can smell the sweet, clean scent of the water, mingling with the light fragrance of blooming flowers from the nearby shore. And as you lie there and feel the water beneath you, drawing out any sense of stress or tension from your body, and with each breath, you feel less stress. It slowly rises to the surface and then dissipates into the water, leaving you feeling lighter and more relaxed. The water gently washes over your body and carries away any remaining worries or burdens, and each wave takes away a little more tension until you feel completely free and unburdened. You feel the sensation of weightlessness and peace, and you feel the body becoming one with the water, merging with its calmness and serenity, and you feel the sun warming your skin, filling you with energy and positivity, while the water supports you and makes you feel safe and secure. And as you drift on the raft, you also feel as though your cares are leaving your mind, and you feel calm and clear as the lake on which you are floating. Every muscle in your body feels relaxed, and every thought becomes quiet. And now, feeling this peace and tranquility within your body and your mind, it's time to come back to your mat in the room that you are in and call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And allow the breath to deepen in the body. And as you do, observe the movement the breath creates. Observe how on the inhalation the back moves against the floor. Check in with your body and observe how you feel at this very moment. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. Begin to hear the sounds around you. Remember the world attached to those sounds. Remember the details of the room that you are in, color of your mat and coverings, and remember the time of day. Begin to make small movements with the fingers and the toes, allowing the body to gently externalize, and begin to move and stretch in a way that's right for you. You may like to bring the arms above the head for a full body stretch, or move the head gently from side to side. When it's right for you, roll onto the right side for a few moments, taking your own time. And when you're ready, keeping the eyes closed or downcast, very mindfully come up into a comfortable sitting position. aiming to maintain this peaceful state that you've created. And taking some moments now just to check in with your body like we did at the beginning and observe and compare how you feel now compared to how you did at the beginning of the class. And gently bringing the awareness to the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now, we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude the class. Breathing in for Om chanting. Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.